Thorfinn has simply never experienced any good things in his life and is filled with rage. Raged against the person who took his father's life. You begin following his voyage-filled story, where you see his inner struggles battling him and learning about life, love and death. On his journey more characters follow him, but they aren't necessarily friends. One of those characters, for example, is Askeladd. He is an absolute scumbag, a horrible person no one should strive to be, and you're reminded of that every time. Yet you just can't hate him completely, because he shows what earns him respect from some people. It's not just a Nordic man's pride, but rather him as a person who hates every single one of his followers. Yet he is the murderer of Thorfinn's father. Nothing you ever see makes you happy. You just witness people raging from pure despair, and it just makes you feel sad. Like how a happy child turns into a bloodthirsty monster, how war times affect them, how innocent villagers are treated, where it's normal for your baby's life to be robbed, to be sexually assaulted and sold as a slave, while the rulers of the land keep voyaging to rob your homes. And that goes until these characters just break. Break from the unfairness of the world, the war and the cruel times of the Viking who show no mercy. It makes the broken seek the freedom they long for. And somewhere out there exists a land where the sounds of war can be heard. A land no slave seller has heard of. An untouched land where the peace of despair they long for exists. Vinland. It is the land an active and cruel Viking called Thor has always sought after. He has voyaged and pierced thousands of people, all of whom may have had loved ones or even families to return to. Yet his blade kissed their hearts passionately. Thor's was a feared and respected man among his comrades, but joy that has never been found in Thor's. One day his comrades and his ruler shockingly got told the news of Thor's death. It was a tragic loss for Thor's comrades. All the voyages have to happen without the bravest warrior. But what happened to the land where the sounds of war can be heard and slave sellers didn't hear of that Thor sought? Well, as his former comrades grieved for Thor's and kept fighting, he was found alive on a faraway island. It was a peaceful village with just a few families growing up there. Its name wasn't Vinland, but its peace was sound. Thor was found with his sword no longer in his hands, and with a loving wife, a proud daughter, and a young son. And the son's name, it's Thorfinn.